I got a story to tell. This is the story of how I delivered all three of my daughters. When I say delivered, I mean actually delivered. Like I'm right between my wife's legs, doing the whole thing. So with our first child, we did something called hypnobirthing. So we had a midwife. Um, so we had doctors, but it was going to be a midwife actually doing the birthing. And part of that is, they want you involved and they want you to be active and everything. So with our first child, we went to like 6 or 7 weeks of something called hypnobirthing. And hypnobirthing is where I help put my wife into a hypnotic trance while she's going through her contractions and having the baby and everything. So, we take the classes, um, go through the whole deal, and we get to the actual labor. So with my first daughter, I think the labor was 40 some odd hours. So we're doing all these. So I'm right there with them. We're doing all these techniques for breathing and everything that we learned. And she actually makes it through, and she does the whole hypnobirthing thing. And as part of it, they explained everything to me, explained everything that we're gonna see, explained everything that they want me to do, and I felt confident, and I felt ready. So, um, so we get in the delivery room, and it's the time she's gone through labor for like 40 something hours. We spent most of the time at home, tracking the contractions and everything, writing it down, and then when the contractions got to a certain level, we went to the hospital. So it's time to have the baby. So um, she's going through, she's pushing, she's doing all the stuff, and at this point, I'm standing up there with her, holding her hand, walking her through all the hypnobirthing exercise and things like that. She's doing great. So um, the baby is about to come. So I scrub up, put the gloves on, put on all the gear, whatever, and I do the entire delivery. So from the time you can see the baby's hair, I'm right there doing it all. There's a doctor there, the midwife is there, and they're instructing me on what to do. They're telling her to push, and then they're telling me to pull, turn the shoulders, and do the whole job. So I'm right there. Everything is just coming out and everything, and I'm just I'm cool. So I deliver my daughter. So I'm the first person that she ever sees on this planet. I deliver her, clean her mouth out, cut the umbilical cord. I mean, wash her off. Then the nurse takes her, cleans her all up and everything. So that I delivered the first child. So 2 years later, we have our second daughter. Same thing. The labor was much shorter. I think the labor was probably like maybe 20 hours this time. We did the same thing. My wife, soldier again, hypnobirthing, but at a certain point, she was like, bunk this. And she got an epidural. So she got the epidural, then maybe 5 or 6 hours later, the baby comes, same thing. It's old hat for me. Now I know exactly what I'm doing. So they barely have to tell me anything. And I just flat out deliver the second child. Everybody's there and go through the exact same routine. Boom. Second child delivered. Now, this is where it gets sticky. With our third child, we didn't go to none of that hypnobirthing. We felt like we had it all locked at this one. So we get to the hospital, we're in the room, and we're just chilling. So my wife this time, she's like, nope, I'm getting an epidural. So we go a few hours, they check her, she's barely dilated. She's like dilated to a 3. And a 10 is when you're ready to deliver. So she's at a 3. So she's got major discomfort this time. So after about, maybe 5 or 6 hours there, she tells me she wants an epidural. So she gets the epidural and she's only dilated to 3. So she gets it, and then probably 20 to 30 minutes after she gets it, I'm in the room with her, just me and her, some nurses, some doctors. I'm reading a magazine or whatever, thinking that it could be tomorrow before she even delivers. So all of a sudden we hear a cold red, cold red. It was some sort of thing like that. So everybody runs out of our room. They're completely gone. And then everybody in the hospital, pretty much everybody, all hands on deck in the hospital, they run into another delivery room because a lady is dying while she's delivering her baby. So everybody's gone. So, we're just chilling, thinking that, I'm still reading my magazine like, wow, that's pretty bad. And I'm glad that there's all these people, who can go and help this lady, and hopefully she makes it, But I'm in the room thinking that, we're tight for some hours. So probably maybe 20 to 25 minutes after everybody leaves the room, my wife says, "Oh shit, the baby is coming." So I'm like, there is no way the baby is, because you just got the epidural. There's no way the baby is coming. And she's like, "The baby is coming." So I get up, go look, pick up the blanket. Sure as grits is groceries, the baby is coming. Everybody's gone. There is nobody to get. I grab a robe, a gown, put the gown on. I grab the gloves, put the gloves on, and go at it. I'm talking her through the whole thing. I know exactly what to do. I'm doing it all. There's absolutely no one else in the room. So 15 minutes later, I fully delivered the baby alone. Nobody in the room, no help, no nothing. So I clean the baby's mouth out, because they have all the stuff is in a tray near the room. So I get all the stuff, clean the baby off. I don't cut the umbilical cord, but deliver the whole thing. So the nurses because I still can't leave the room. So a nurse comes in there maybe 20 minutes after delivery, and she freaks out like, "Oh my God, what happened?" And we're just chilling. My wife is holding the baby, and I have completely delivered my 3rd child totally alone. So I'm one of the few men in the world, I would think, that delivered all 3 of their children. And I delivered the 3rd one completely alone, without the assistance of any doctor. Once again, a crazy story from Tov's magnificent life. I delivered all 3 of my children, and I delivered the 3rd one completely alone.